pressure like never before. Less staff, higher productivity demands, and a growing gap between what's happening on the shop floor and what leaders can actually see in their systems. But what if closing that gap without buying new hardware or burning out your people could unlock 25,000 euros extra value per machine per year? Today's guests tackled exactly that challenge.
Who are today's heroes?
Jorrit van der Sanden and Laurens Steffers from NTT DATA Business Solutions built ProTrack, an app that gives operators real-time insight directly at the line, powered by SAP Business Technology Platform. The result? Smarter planning, faster responses to machine failures, and production capacity that was always there, just waiting to be unlocked. In this episode, we go behind the scenes of how ProTrack was built during the VNSG SAP BTP hackathon. The technical choices they made, the shop floor realities that shaped the design, and the lessons they learned along the way. Welcome to Café, the Netherlands.
Café Nederland is your one-stop shop for all things SAP. Grab yourself a coffee or tea and John Regulus, Jan Penninkhof,
Goedemiddag,
and Tom van der Broek,
That's me.
with their guests as they chat about latest developments, innovations, events, or simply catch up. Let's head inside.
Welcome Jorrit.
Thank you.
Welkom Laurens.
good to be back.
Yes, welcome Jan.
En fijn dat jij er ook weer bent.
Ja, zeker. It was 1 year ago, Laurens, that we welcomed
1 year,
you.
yeah.
Then
Right.
we had a different setup over there, but we discussed something completely different.
Yeah, absolutely. This is way more cozier than the last time.
Yeah, it's
And warmer.
yeah. Thanks for coming, even though it's now 37 degrees outside, but we have sort of airco in our office, right?
It's comfortable here, but I can imagine the walk from your building to this building.
Yeah, we
You've,
almost died during the walk.
Yeah, and it's a really small walk because you're our neighbor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, all right. But let's go to the VNSG hackathon, but also the ProTrack application that you built. Why did you build the application? Who's going to answer that question?
But maybe me from functional side. When we start implementing for a new customer, we always start with showing the best practice and showing in the system how you book an order, how you register time, how you do the goods issue, how do the goods receipt, all those things. And almost every time we get the question, okay, but that you're showing us 4 apps. On the shop floor we have only one screen and we have people that are not highly skilled. And at the other, we also want to register real time. And also like follow-up things like if a machine breaks down, you want to trigger a maintenance order, but you don't want to walk to another office and ask someone, can you create a maintenance order? You want to do that also on the where you are producing. So that's why we developed our ProTrack app, which combines all the things that I mentioned in one app, where we start an order, where we log on to a work center, where we start the order, stop the order, do the malfunction, but also ask for help after we have the malfunction. For example, how can I solve this with AI? And that's also what we have shown during the VNSG sessions.
Yeah, that was the ProTrack application solution
Yeah.
that you showed on the main stage at the demo jam at the event Sync from
Yeah.
VNSG.
They had a helmet on,
Yeah.
yellow jacket.
But good that you did not do that today because it's really warm. Yeah.
I can still. It was a quite impressive entrance.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
with maybe you can do this movie.
Show me the money!
Yeah, exactly.
Show me the money. That's
So
correct.
I'm just showing the 25,000 euro sign billiard that they spread out. Well,
Yeah, I think they're still cleaning it all up now,
there
even
were
when it's
lots
a
of
while ago.
billiards. Yeah. It was really nice how you entered the main stage.
Yeah, and I think it's good to know that it's not only 25,000 euros, because we also added the QR code to go to our main site within NTT Data, where we talk about everything about the current discrete manufacturing and industry. So that's important to understand that we really are industry experts, and in this way we try to promote it differently than we normally do.
I can call in the show notes. I can have the link to this.
Cool,
to this,
thanks.
Okay.
So what does that 25,000 euro stand for?
The 25,000 euros
Hard money.
Hard
Yeah.
money. That's actually per machine, per line, what's actually not used or utilized in extra capacity. So it's not like a saving. It's more like when you can fix specific malfunctions or just make sure all your actions are done on one easy screen with a touch screen, you are way more faster than you would be ever in the, let me say, best practice currently in the production environment. So this means in the end you're way faster and actually utilize it more.
So making using the machine more efficient and even maybe using it even more, that saves you the 25,000 euros.
Preventing downtime.
Preventing downtime as well, because if you have a malfunction, sometimes you need to investigate what's going on. So we already included a way to search for specific documentations with SAP AI Core to see like if this message is coming up, what could be a possible solution instead of you going to the back door, taking your map, going to all the papers and hopefully find a solution. So we really try to support the user with AI functionality in this way.
And also because everybody is working real time on every machine with SAP and ProTrack, you have a screen in the production where you can see all the machines which are running and which are malfunctioned. So everybody who's walking into in the manufacturing area can see, okay, there's a downtime on machine 12.
Oh, it's not only the end user application that you built, but also some management dashboard.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It's real-time management. Yeah, you didn't see that on the VNSG.
Yeah.
We only had 5 minutes.
It was really short.
That's what I want to say too.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, and then there was this event, the VNSG hackathon, and you joined because we asked, can you build an application on BTP? Then, well, you're welcome to join. It can be a customer, but it can also be a partner. And you joined us, or you joined the VNSG hackathon with your ProTrack application as a partner because you want to sell it also to your customers.
Yeah. In the end, that's the main goal, to be honest. But the interesting thing is, I heard Jorrit and colleagues discussing about specific functionality called schermen aan de lijn in Dutch, like screen on the lines. And it's called schermen aan de lijn because that's how it actually works. Operators with screens on the lines, like computers and stuff.
Oh, okay. On the line at the
production line. Yeah. And we had the discussion, and then suddenly we thought, like, okay, we could have a design thinking session quite small to see what needs to be included or what would really help the operator. And suddenly then LinkedIn, the hackathon came along. That was it. So why not? Why not apply?
That was coming into the production lines. The
No. For your LinkedIn feed. That's the only thing we watch these days. So
I thought like in the production line, they see things about challenges that they have and also opportunities in terms of efficiencies. So this is why the hackathon should be in that screen as well, right?
It could be
as an efficiency game.
And maybe as a, do you want to participate as a customer next year?
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then you start building this. So you now know why you build it and how much money it can save you. But how did you build it? Can you show the building blocks that you use for this application?
Yeah, the main thing we always do with applications like this is, side-by-side extensions, making sure we do not...
Why, sorry?
We love side-by-side.
Yeah,
but it's the buzzword sometimes. So let me explain why we chose for a side-by-side extension.
Which is good.
It's a good thing. And clean core, now we had them all, bing bing. Listen and often.
Fit to standard?
Yeah, it's almost fit to standard, but this is also fit to standard APIs. But in the end, we chose for a side-by-side extension. It actually means we made sure that we can offer the functionality using, in this case, React applications for the whole front end. It's like a Netflix look and feel, working with touchscreens, no mouse, no keyboard whatsoever. So that's one. And the second thing is with the whole CAP technology, making sure we have the middleware, making sure we have the right decisions, calling the APIs. Also a HANA database, of course, for everything to store and make sure we can have a kind of a ledger of things going on. So in the end, we used a lot of standard SAP technologies which are available to us. And the best thing, we first connected it to S/4HANA Public Cloud. So no changes whatsoever except for a few customizing settings at business partners, but not even custom fields we used.
Yeah, not an S4 at least.
Not an S4. Yeah. So, and that's the thing, very good thing. We first focus on public cloud. And if that works, we can make it happen on private cloud and on-premise as well.
That's really cool.
And what was the platform that you used to build the application?
It's we did two. React was one. Couple applications, business technology platform, of course. Yeah. So that's what we actually used.
Yeah.
But you were a bit scared to mention that you didn't use the UI5 framework.
Yeah, I'll be honest. UI5 and React, let me say, it reacts differently. So the thing we really wanted to do is add a Netflix kind of look and feel, making sure we only have a touch screen, which actually the operators can use. And UI5, I think, is brilliant in the things it does and connected with the backend, so it serves a specific purpose. And in our case, we said, okay, we want to go for the React because of the look and feel and the way we can act with, in this case, touchscreen interfacing.
Yeah, I think this also vouches for CAP as a framework.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's so easily pluggable, right? So that you can just, of course, it comes by default. It comes with UI5, but if you want, you can plug basically any UI framework in there.
Yeah, I would like to mention, I'll be honest in this one, is that initially I had a AWS database as well. And we had functions over there to work with. And during the hackathon, we also had a mentor, Alex van der Hoek, and he supported us really well, making sure we did the right decisions or architectural decisions.
To move you off AWS, you mean? Kudos to Alex.
He did have good arguments.
Very good.
And then you could really see okay, you have specific logic in AWS, but if you use the CAP, you have the standard HANA integration with the AI core, with everything you actually need from the box or easily integrated. And we did that for 1 hour or so, and then, completely right. So we did still the AWS, but we proved to different customers that we could do AWS as well.
Well, it might still run on AWS, right?
Yeah.
It's just that BTP is in between.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is good. Yeah, because it was a BTP hackathon. Yeah?
Sure.
So, and how did you experience the hackathon as an event? Maybe Alex, you already gave kudos to Alex, but how did you experience the event?
Yeah, I liked it. It was like we are the artists, huh?
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
yeah. So and also seeing how it works behind the scenes was really nice for me to see. And at the other hand, we also thought 5 minutes was not much time to present.
But that's now you're referring to the actual final stage that you were presenting this day, but also in the weeks before that. But yeah, how did you enjoy the stage?
The stage itself, I enjoyed very well, yeah. And it was over before we started, more or less.
But you could show anything. You could show everything.
At the end, the 5 minutes was enough to show the biggest part of what we wanted to show, I think.
But you have to make choices, right? If you have 5 minutes, then
and show the really clear value proposition, money proposition.
Money proposition.
The real money.
It's about efficiency and money, guys. So that's that customers ask us about.
I think you pulled off a really nice show. It reminded me a little bit to WWE, if you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The guys coming up in bathrobes and stuff, and then
we thought of that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we discussed it.
Yeah, we discussed everything which you can imagine. When we heard during the hackathon, you can have your own music, guys. That's perfectly fine.
You can have your own outfits as well.
Yeah, we discussed this, and I know that some of the guys had really cool Heineken jackets and stuff. So what we stayed with a hat.
Yeah, but that sounded a bit appropriate. I mean, if you would really go into wrestling outfit, like those mankinis, for instance, it would be.
Where are we going with this
different
podcast?
show, right?
Oh, Jan. yeah. This was your tough question, right?
Tough question.
No, I want to know more about the
challenges.
The stage before that, actually, before
building it.
Exactly. And also the hardship that we put you through for internal audiences, because there were, we had the VNSG, of course, and then we had the judges, and they're doing some, or the audience basically being the judge, but we also had sessions.
Before you get on stage, we had 3 finalists, and that was decided by the 4 judges.
Exactly. Yeah. So you went through quite some hardship before you actually got on the stage. I was curious how that process went and what you thought of it.
Well, the most important thing in my opinion is you just have to have a story which actually works and resonates with people. In this case, we already had 25,000 euros, which was important because we can also back it up, as in we really can show them when it's more efficient that you can save that amount of money or have more production for 25,000 euros. So that was always the dot on the horizon. That's what we're going to present left or right. If you look at it before, we started with more people than 2, and then you need to develop stuff. And you could really see that using Gemini and ChatGPT, things really sped up. And if you are developing things in React or anything else, it went so fast that sometimes you are losing people. Like, okay, I will do it myself because I can explain it to you, but I can also type it in and already have the
You
answer.
can also explain it to cloud. Or
Yeah.
And then I was testing it and I asked Laurens, okay, why are you doing it like this? See, that's some
Yeah, the
things
difficult questions.
because Cloud Code said so.
No, because Laurens thought that's a good way to
Right.
do the interface with the end user. So we had some talk about it, and we changed some.
Yeah, but then you really see that the interaction between functional and technical is really needed for an hackathon like this, because I make decisions about this is the way I would confirm specific things in SAP, and then he says like, okay, you know that never going to happen in real life, so we need to change that one. And
if you want to pitch some kind of solution, then of course there is probably technology involved. But if you really want to pitch and prove the value, then you have to have this business angle in your story.
yeah, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
So and again with the support of Alex, it's really great to guide us in the right directions, or just a call away to say like, this is what we have. What do you think? Should we change something, or this is it? So it was really great. And I also liked the whole presentation of the other parties during that first session. Yeah, really cool to see what kind of solutions everybody brought off, and in the end, I think they were all great. So that's really nice to participate in the hackathon. I would recommend it to everyone.
They are really positive, which is good. Thank you very much. But it looks like everything went really smoothly. Did you face any challenge along the way, or did everything really went this well and smoothly, and no sleepless nights?
Smoothly, we became third. So
No, in terms of technology, I mean, the other guys, they were talking about, that we expected this to happen when we hooked this up to BTP, and this API didn't work, and AI, we had difficulties, and when we gave them the chance to talk about how their experiences were with the BTP, that's when the podcast got really started.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was curious about your experiences with BTP and developing such solution based on AI, based on React, based on CAP.
How did you glue
BTP
everything
as well.
together?
Yeah.
What went wrong?
well, actually not really that much. The only thing that went wrong was the production paradox. Is like I could make a lot of progress in things, in developing things, and then Jorrit needed to test things. But it's the same as with production paradox. If you have a big garden with a lot of trees, and then you go to start to cut all the branches down, and then you're done within minutes, and then you look behind you and you have a lot of stuff to clean up.
Yeah.
So in the end, AI supports us to develop stuff, and it went really nice. And then suddenly it had to be tested, had to be deployed. We had to make the presentation. We had to still do all the other stuff as well. So you really see that that takes a lot of time. But in the end, we used the Business Application Studio for most of the developments we did, and in this case with ChatGPT from the company. Hey guys, it went quite smoothly. Everything was connected easily with the CAP and the React. And yeah, you have your normal issues, but it's like a prompt away, and suddenly everything works. It helps that you need to know which prompts to ask or to type in.
You should link them to product management, because they are really positive
success story.
experience, sharing positive experience on the development. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing, building a story here.
Yeah.
The only thing we did had a discussion about was like, okay, we have a side-by-side extension. We're using APIs in this case. And the thing is, like, maybe, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is something going on with an API policy currently.
Oh.
And and in that case, it's well like, okay, we know what APIs we need to use. Think about confirmations and material documents, not the most excited ones. But we are still thinking like, okay, how will that go in the future? Can we actually use those APIs still in the future, or is that going to change? We're not really sure. Maybe that's the thing that haunts us somehow in the back of our mind.
So like when SAP announced the API policy, now you're afraid that you cannot use the APIs anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes that pops up.
Okay. Interesting topic.
Yeah, but keep in mind that those APIs are there for a purpose.
That's true. And as for the public clouds, API first.
Exactly. So those APIs are going to remain. They've been published. They've been released. They're properly documented for a reason. And there's some
to use them.
Yeah, correct. And in the we've seen some really violent cases where those APIs were really hammered.
Mhm.
Not specifically the ones that have been published on the API Business Hub, but backdoors.
Mm.
And SAP has an opinion about those backdoors and when and how to use them. And that's basically what's been documented. By the way, those new API rules that SAP has set, they're not falling from the sky. SAP has been talking about them for some time already, and they have advised not to use those backdoors previously. But the difference is that we have said at a certain point in time, like, we're not going to permit the use of those APIs anymore because they were meant for internal purpose and not for external purpose. That's why they're not documented. That's why they're not pushed on the Business Accelerator hub as well. But if you stick to the rules of the game, and the rules of the game aren't that complicated, by the way. If I've had a look at what the rules are around API usage, it's just one A4 document.
Yeah.
Actually less.
One
So
page. One pager.
it's not very difficult to read as well. I can imagine there's questions. And I do think that folks that have those questions need to keep asking those questions, either via social media or via their account executive. But the rules of the games aren't that complicated. It's just one A4 paper.
You can also feed it to Cloud and then let Cloud explain the paper to you.
Yeah. Cloud will explain its
Jules.
own hallucinated interpretation
Yeah.
of that.
No, but it's so it's a one pager, and so APIs you can still use, but what APIs can you not use? Is that explicitly said in the document, or is it a kind of APIs?
Yeah, that's specifically they're specifically talking about agentic use cases on top of APIs, and specifically things like ODP usage and stuff. So there's a couple of things that you need.
What's ODP? What does it stand for?
You need to ask the data guys.
Are they in?
I don't think so. To be honest, I don't know what it stands for.
I
Okay.
think open data protocol is quite, you can deduct it. P is always for protocol, O is always for open.
Ah, sounds nice.
Yeah, sounds
Okay, but then they are also probably also not on the api.sap.com.
No, they're not documented on the
No.
business.
Ah,
Accelerator.
I think that's a good thing. The first thing we always do with every project, every side-by-side extension whatsoever with S/4HANA Public Cloud, is we go to api.sap.com, and everything is completely good documented over there,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially in the document section and the operations. We got that tip from one of the German colleagues who said, like, if it's in the operations section in your documentation, then you know it works. Otherwise, never assume anything that's on the documentation side. And I think, we only use APIs which are actually there, or we build our own
Yeah.
custom APIs to expose specific actions like email programming and stuff. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, to give you an example, right? I mean, I'm not a stranger to this as well. I've been looking at some blogs that written on LinkedIn and on the community sites and stuff. And there was once I found a very nice diagram of a guy that said, I've created a very beautiful application, and I've built it on top of AI type of application, and I've built a couple of MCP servers on top of APIs of SAP, and I had the billing document and the orders document exposed through APIs and then through MCP. And then he said, I have another MCP server that's diving straight into the HANA database, and super awesome. It works like a charm. So whether I pull an order, or whether I pull a business document or an invoice, or whether I try to create a customer, it doesn't matter. It just does everything that I want. And then I saw that the APIs that he exposed were only about business documents, not about customers. So when he said, I create a customer, it was probably using the other path, the path of MCP on top of the HANA database. And if you know something about SAP and about integrity of data, that's a 101 example of what exactly not to do. To go into the to go into the database and to start creating records by yourself.
Yeah.
Super dangerous. So I can imagine that SAP has set up some guardrails around how you use MCP and how you make sure that your data is protected. I mean, that's what SAP is eventually responsible for, right? You've hired SAP basically to be the custodian or the governor of your data. The data is yours, but there's a couple of guard rules that SAP has set to make sure that your data is secure, governed, and properly consistent.
All hail public cloud, because in that case we use EML to actually update specific tables if it's possible, and it's all correctly documented. All the business rules apply. So perfect.
Safe data entry.
Yep.
Yeah, that's important. yeah. Okay. So you've built the application, you showed the application, it was a working application. What's next for ProTrack?
I think reporting on OEE, so efficiency on the orders, is the next step, because actually we are gathering all the information, but making also the dashboard on efficiency on the lines would be one of the next steps. But it could also be that a customer that uses ProTrack asks for a new feature that he specifically needs, like one customer that we are doing now uses serial numbers. So we asked to do an easy entry of serial numbers. So it could be that we think of a solution, or the next step could also be that the customer is earlier than me, and he or she.
So sort of forward deployment engineering. So you build functionality together with the customer, and then you include it in your solution.
Yeah.
But your hackathon solution is live already at customers. They're using it in production.
Not yet live.
No, it's not yet live, but it's implemented currently at a customer who goes live in probably September.
That's
Okay.
cool.
So it's actually being used, and in this case, we decided that ProTrack would be one of the accelerators, because you can, for example, do confirmation quite simple. And then we said, okay, this is the basic. You can buy it for a specific amount of money, or maybe even we include it in a specific deal if that's needed. And then if you want to extend it, like the confirmations for serial numbers with all materials you use, then we can say, okay, we build it as an add-on, really separate, and then extend it to it. And if you can say, okay, you have the base, and then you can buy the different kind of modules as well. So that's something we need to think about from a product perspective.
But that's, I mean, that's the icing on the cake of a hackathon as well,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, you can go into a hackathon and have a good time with your buddies and Red Bull and not sleep and that sort of thing.
Pizza.
It's going to be fun anyway, right? But the icing on the cake, obviously, is that if your solution is not just some throwaway solution that you throw away after the hackathon, but eventually is getting used by real customers and real business situations.
Yeah,
that
that was the
icing
idea.
of cake. Yeah.
The applause, because you just you're only third, but look at the finalists. All 3 finalists have solutions that are in production or almost in production, which is again applause.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's why you are doing this.
I think that was one of the factors that our judges during the process were also looking at. How viable is your solution? And is your solution that great enough in order to be taken into production at a customer site? But
Also,
it sounded
if you look, we have been in hackathons before, like when just SAP Cloud Platform was announced, and we got all to play with all those functionality that is available in the platform. We had hackathons, which was really nice, except for the no sleep part of that. But nice solutions, but just only for that weekend. And now you have solutions that are actual solutions implemented at customer side. Yeah, amazing.
I think the paradigm also shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
the times that the times that we were on the stage, it was more about fun and about a fun solution that you were providing. And nowadays, when we talk about hackathons, it's really something that isn't just fun.
Add value. Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you have fun?
25,000 value add. Yeah, show me the money.
Show me the money. Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing an hackathon. I can really say to everybody, if you have the chance to do this one, actually participate. Find some people.
There are some plans, some words that there will be a new VNSG hackathon.
New one.
Yeah.
Cool. So
end of the year. Yeah.
Then I will really say to my colleagues, like, guys, participate. Make sure you have a customer and a good idea, and go ahead.
Yeah.
So you're not going to join yourself?
I think you do it once, and then someone else can take it over. So
I thought next time you'd just do it better.
Yeah, but when the time is there, we will just inform. Hey, Laura, this time you can win.
Yeah, win
so
more.
the only contestant. Yeah. So.
Oh no.
And I still have like 50,000 of those notes. So yeah.
Then you have to change the QR code.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
You never know. Maybe I'll participate again.
Yeah. With what? With your next module of the same of the
No, it will
ProTrack?
never be the same. It will be something new.
New version.
Always something new.
Oh, but that's good. Huh? That's good. And so, but any recommendations for teams participating in a hackathon? What is your advice if a new hackathon comes up next except for then just join us? But any other recommendations?
My main recommendation would be make sure you have a customer case. I think that's more fun to do because you can really participate with a customer, maybe a new customer. You can even say to them like, okay, we have an idea, would you like to participate? The only thing that can happen is, well, you don't win, you're on the stage, but at least we have a solution which you can probably use. Yeah. So make sure you have a customer. I think it's way more fun. And also for the colleagues who are participating, that working with the customer case is even better.
So if you look at the three final...
I mean, that was one of the requirements
no,
that you brought the customer
no,
along, right?
No, it was not. No,
it wasn't.
No, for the hackathon could also be a partner building their own solution. What two partners did, like Arine built their own solution, and then NTT DATA Business Solutions built their own solution. But being on stage with two customers and then one partner, that was when we talked about at the event. You said, "Hey, maybe we should have brought the customer in as well."
Yeah, that's bygones be bygones, but that's something you really need to take into account. Make sure you have a customer on stage.
Fair point. But again, it was not illegal, so you were allowed to do this. But maybe we should have made that more clear at the beginning.
We should have made it illegal.
Okay.
Just bring a customer. Just make it a requirement.
Yeah, I think you are correct, Jan. Make sure they have a customer. That's mandatory for next year.
I mean, it's only then that you can actually show the value, or at least hear the value from a customer's perspective, and not just we think that.
Yeah, but a lot of customers available at the event. So I guess we will also present again back at the year event. So that Mientje, do you listen? Yeah, but I will inform Mientje. Yeah, and Ronald. I think they are open for that. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Any other tips?
Make it sexy. So make it sexy. So
wear a hard hat.
Yeah, but the look and feel and showing stuff that people like. So making a report that's really good, or making some screens where an operator starts and stops, and it makes it fancy and also nice to look at.
I was in but because you used the React as the user interface, as you just explained, and I was in the briefing with the jury members after you have pitched the solution for the jury, not at the event, but before becoming a finalist. And there was a discussion. Okay, it's a nice solution, but they didn't use UI5, and but they used React. Why did they use React? But we just had a meeting with the four of us preparing for the podcast, and then you said, "Hey, but there has just been an announcement at SAP on React."
Yeah, true. So we've gotten this partnership with Vercel, like a couple of other partnerships, but it was, I think, what somewhat broadly announced at Sapphire as well. And Vercel is actually supposed to do exactly this. So we have UI5, right, for the heavy lifting, for consistency, for all those applications that you use in the enterprise, with a launchpad, with everything, right? But if you talk about AI or agentic use cases where you need streaming and that sort of thing, then it's going to be quite a different, or maybe generative UI. Then it's going to be a bit of a different type of UI technology that you'd be looking at. Not necessarily UI5, because that's simply not what it was built for. This is why we have this partnership with Vercel, and Vercel is also built on React and Next.js and that sort of thing. And I kind of heard that you're using the same components, probably for the same reason.
Yeah, but I do want to challenge that one, if that's okay.
Sure.
Is that
go ahead?
These
Bring
days,
it on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should wear a bathrobe as well in the mankini.
Next year
we can challenge each other. That's fine. But I think in these days, if you can describe it, you can actually build it.
Like with a prompt.
It could be a prompt, but let me say not the lovable kind of size. You make something, and in the end it works, but you have no clue what's happening on the back end. I think if you can describe it, you can actually build it. And if you look at the way BTP is set up, it's Cloud Foundry, and everything almost runs over there. So in my opinion, you pick the right technology for the use case you currently have and use that one. I'm not saying you need to take everything that's new and everything that's exotic, but I usually say like, okay, if I think this is the best one we need to use right now. If SAP is supporting it, that's fine. If not, that's also fine for me, because that's a specific choice. Yeah. So even though they have the partnership right now, it's still using the React components with feet and all those kind of things. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's the architecture decision that you have to make in the beginning. So you think of the functional, the why, what are you going to build, what kind of tool you want to provide to your end users, and then you start thinking about what are the building blocks that are necessary, and then you go look what is the technical components for those building blocks.
If you had a look at Joule Studio, then you don't even have to think about those building blocks anymore. So in Joule Studio, you start with an intent, like this is the application that I want to build. Then from that intent, you go into the PRDs, the product requirement design. PRD? I believe so.
Product requirement document. Yeah.
Document, exactly. Product requirement document, so that you basically indicate what you'd like to have and what components it constitutes of, basically the functional part of it. And then from the PRD, you basically translate it into specifications, and those specifications outline exactly what technically is going to happen in terms of databases, in terms of technology, in terms of UI, front ends, what AI, whatever. Yeah. And then eventually after that, that's when you basically generate your application. So there's a workflow. There's a workflow based on spec-driven development, right? The successor of vibe coding, which I think is really cool, which allows you to also to check what type of technology parts are being used. And lo and behold, when I started playing with Joule Studio, and I was running my first, or basically getting my first application to build, I ended up with a Vercel application. And I asked it, like, dude, you're a SAP Joule Studio, so why are you coming up with a Vercel type of application with React and all that kind of things, and Next.js? And that it said, because I'm programmed to do so, because this is an application that is standalone and is not necessarily connecting to SAP, and I'm programmed to then propose technology components with React and that sort of thing. So that's where you basically see the split between how SAP Joule Studio is generating UI5 applications when you have the requirements of very tight UI integration with, for instance, S4HANA. And if you are going to build something on, let's say, the BTP or the business AI platform, as we call it nowadays, then it might just propose to use Vercel type of application components like React and Next.js.
Smart tool.
Well, at least it gives you an answer to why it does that.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was written in the specifications as well, by the way. So that's the nice thing about it, right? So you don't end up with a surprise. It's taking you along the process of building your application from functional to technical to eventually the implementation.
I think it would be an interesting topic for the next next podcast, because we can discuss hours about this one.
It's a very interesting topic for TechEd.
Also, yeah.
So are you going?
October.
It depends on where it is. If it's in Amsterdam or
Berlin.
Berlin. Now, if it's like Las Vegas or...
It's a straight train.
There's no TechEd in Las Vegas this year. You have to be in Berlin.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go then.
Maybe. Okay. All right, but we're talking about UI, so and it's really important that it's a user-friendly user interface because it's used on the shop floor. It's with touch and stuff. How did you also involve end users in your design? How did you design for the application?
Yeah, actually we did some programming on ECC already on scherm on the line, screens on the line. So actually we knew already what the needs were also on customer that are using these apps or
it was an older concept from a few years ago.
Yeah, so we could use some the concepts earlier used.
You modernize the technology.
Well, we did a bit more, but yeah.
Okay, you include AI. Okay, sorry, that must be maybe a downgrade of the solution. Sorry. Okay.
So the shop floor screens are not new, of course, but learning from older programming and putting that in a new concept like ProTrack also helped us with learning also what we have done wrong on other programming or other customers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's also important to mention that if you look from the unit we are currently working in within NTT Data, is that we are in the FISH unit as Food and Industries. We know the industry. We know how the business works. We know how people work at the lines. We know what the issues are. We know how to solve those issues with years of experience by our functional consultants and also technical consultants. Yeah. So, and that really helps. And we did demonstrate it with a few customers at the machines to see how it works. Suddenly you encounter things like, oh wait, the iPad is in Dutch, but we do everything in English. So that fails those kind of
Yeah,
things.
that didn't work. Yeah. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a good one. And currently now they are testing it with the customer in Germany to make sure that everything is like they would like to have it
In German.
in German. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
No, but this is how you really prove your solution, right? You can think of something behind your desk, but and in the end it should be used by the end users, so involve them. And then, nice. Oké. Ja?
Ja hoor.
Ja? Heb je nog een moeilijke vraag?
Bring it on.
Wat? Moeilijke vraag?
Yes, of course.
Oh. I'm really curious.
This is Jan's tough question.
Yeah, you mentioned that AI is going to be an important part of your solution, right? So you're grounding your AI based on documents and trying to provide your operator with a fast solution that is applicable to their use case or to the events or defects that they're currently seeing.
Mhm.
The question that everyone is asking, which LLM did you use and why?
And that's for the next episode. No, sorry.
We used in this case SAP AI Core, and I think just a GPT was just at the base of it. So
And it's used 4.0 and basically the questions that I usually face in my daily job is like, are you going to use 4.0 or 4.0 mini? Because there's quite a difference in cost, but also in capabilities.
yeah, but I think in this case we used the 4.0, and sometimes you just pick one and see how it works, and you monitor it and see if they actually work as designed, or cost too much. Then you can always switch.
So you tried it out.
we try everything out. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
we're now waiting for Fable 5, but unfortunately that's not available yet.
Mythos.
Yeah.
It wasn't such a difficult question. Next time I'm going to think harder.
Okay.
Well, maybe one thing to add, if that's okay, is
sure.
maybe as an extension, is like, guys, try often, fail fast, and try it again. We really see, and I think the hackathon
You're now saying it to us, or?
in general,
Oh,
to the audience, to the millions and millions of people listening.
millions of
currently, yeah,
listeners, yeah.
is that we usually see, especially within projects, is okay, you think about a lot of things a long time and all the sessions and all those kind of things, but sometimes and a hackathon really helps do stuff.
Yeah.
And the only thing is maybe it just goes differently than planned. Just try it, guys.
But do
Hey,
stuff.
that's true.
Just
I mean-
just start. And then during the hackathon you got the support of product management, which was really nice. And,
Yeah, that allows you to step out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a backup. You have a full net.
try new things.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
have a coach. You have your product management folks that you can pull into the game as well quickly. So you can step out of your comfort zone. That's a nice thing about the hackathon. I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much, Laurens.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jorrit.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jan.
Welcome.
Thanks, Twan.
And thanks, dear HANA Café friend, for joining us live in the YouTube stream or in listening to the podcast. And see you next time.
It was a pleasure.
And that's a wrap for this episode of HANA Café Nederland. Jan and Tom loved having you here. Drop us a line if you have any thoughts or want to be on the show. We'll be back soon with more SAP goodness. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.
Waarom, hè?
Ja.
Dankjewel.
Have a great weekend.
Fijn weekend.
Staat nou X7 de players er ook op, of niet? Kan hoor, nou.
Ja, ik denk we hebben nog ruimte met airco.